Hello everyone, my name is Melanie Julieth Pérez Ibáñez and I'm a second semester philosophy student at UNAD. In response to the question why it is possible to speak of a philosophy of India and not just of theological thoughts, seated to me in the activity guide for the assignment number 3, I would like to begin by covering the 5 philosophical categories of Indian thoughts that the interview details in the video approach to the philosophical discourse of India. The first one means not violence, the second one means truth, the third one means non-stealing, the fourth one means self-control or castity, and the last one means not greed. We can see that these values are found in both Western and Indian cultures, so there is no need to feel a distance between the two cultures. Some of the fundamental categories in Indian philosophy, such as soul, ultimate reality, cosmic and ethical law, or liberation, shows a philosophical and speculative orientation. Although this concept has a religious background, they are not limited to a theological dimension. These categories show that Indian philosophy includes deep reflection on reality, existence, and knowledge, which go beyond relations speculation. On the other hand, if we focus on the Indian theory of knowledge, philosophical schools have developed very sophisticated epistemological theories that focus on valued means of knowledge. These include the first one, direct perception, that is, sensory perception is considered a valid source of knowledge. The second one, inference, similar to logic and deduction in Western philosophy. Inference is an essential method of knowing what is not directly perceived. And the last one, testimony. Unlike theological thoughts, which could be based on divine revelation alone, in Indian philosophy, human testimony or the word of an expert is considered a valid source of knowledge. In addition, Indian philosophy established a distinction between the knowing subject and the knowable object that is very similar to the theory of knowledge in the West. Finally, covering the argumentation in Indian philosophy tells us that we must be guided by the oldest and most sacred texts of the religious and philosophical tradition of India, the Vedas. Although the Vedas originally as religious texts, they also contain the conceptual and philosophical base that influenced the metaphysical, epistemological, and ethical thoughts of India. We can find a diversity of arguments and counter-arguments in Indian philosophy. Terms such as Vada, that is a form of constructive and genuine debate in which both parties participate with the common goal of the seeking the truth. The second one is a type of competitive debate in which the main goal is to win the argument rather than to seek the truth. And the last one is a type of argumentation that does not aim to press a thesis of its own or to arrive the truth, but simply to refuse or discredit the opponent position. In conclusion, it is possible to speak of an Indian philosophy and not just a theological thought, because although many of these concepts and categories have religion roots, they extend to deep philosophical reflection on reality, knowledge, and ethics. For example, the 5 ethical categories show that these values, although rooted in spiritualism, are also part of a philosophical reflection and transcend the religious and encompass human conduct and ethical standards. Similarly, the theory of knowledge shows that Indian philosophy is not only based on a divine revelation, but also values knowledge obtained through sensory experience, logical reasoning, and the authority of experts. Finally, the forms of argumentation reflects a searching for truth, philosophical rigor, and the desire to refine ideas through dialogue. which is a central aspect of Indian philosophy, showing that it's not limited to the theological but also include rational and philosophical speculations. This will be my entire contribution and develop of the question zero in the activity guide. Thank you very much.